Hi there, my name is Luis Vilar, and I'm going to make a brief analysis of the match between Fenerbahçe and Benfica for the semifinals of the Europe League. Both teams played in a system that we call it 4-3-3. That is, Benfica played with four defenders here, three midfielders here. Okay, let me just show you this. Okay, here the three midfielders, then two wingers, Olajon on the left and Salvio on the right, and a striker, Cardoso. And Fenerbahçe also played the same system. That is, four defenders, uh, a triangle in the central midfield, two wingers, Kite and So, and Webo as striker on the front. So when we examine the caliber of the systems of play, so we have Melgarejo with Kite, Maxi with So, Yebo against Garay and Jardel. Matic and Baroni, an interesting challenge that I think Matic won. And Cardoso in the middle of the two defenders, John and Gokan, which I think this Gokan won this challenge, and Salve against Ziegel. And sometimes here we have a 2-on-2. So it's almost like man-to-man defense, except here and here that it's not. Okay, so when we move further and we examine the first stage of offensive play of Fenerbahçe, Benfica was defending the first line of Benfica was defending very close to the area of Fenerbahçe. Okay, so we have when the ball was on the goalkeeper on Demirel or on the two central backs, Yobo and Egemen, Cardoso and Neymar immediately defended both on a two against two situation here. Okay, so Meireles was also pressured by André Gomes, always on 1-to-1, and the player that was left without defend was Topal, the central midfield, playing a little bit more on the left. And Baroni was marked by Matic, and Cardoso tried to close this passing line, and when it came to Yobu, Aymar closed a little bit on the center, preventing this passing line, and every time the ball went to Meirelles, André Gomes was very close. I think this was a strategy by Jorge Jesus, the coach from Benfica, because Meirelles is the thinker of the offensive play of Fenerbahçe, in my opinion. Moving further, on the other side, when we examine the first stage of offensive play of Benfica, we see that the first defending line of Fenerbahçe was a bit on the bottom of Benfica half, and the area of the block of the Fenerbahçe team was with a longitudinal of 35 meters, not much more than that. And Yebo tried to defend both players. Here we have Jardel and Garay. So every time the ball went here, Yebo tried to stay in the middle, so he would defend Garay and moving closer. And Baroni was always defending Gomes and Matic depending on which side the ball was. So if the ball was on this side, Baroni defended here, and if the ball was on that side, Baroni defended here. This is because Raul Meireles and no, what's the name? Topal was always here. Topal and Raul Meireles. Okay, so this was the first stage of offensive play of Benfica. The second stage of offensive play of Fenerbahçe was really interesting. This is not very often. Actually, Barcelona does the same, but on the other side. So here, Fenerbahçe, what does is Ziegel. Okay, Ziegel here does this. Okay, um, so that is playing here. He goes in the middle. Okay, and Kite that it's playing here, he goes a bit inner to give a short passing line to Raul Meireles. And what's very interesting is that you start playing in a almost a 4-4-2, okay, with So and Yebo, okay, these two in front, and Maxi had to come here to defend Saul, and Salvio had to come really in the bottom of the field to make 1-1 with Ziegel, okay, and Dirk Kuyt always came inside to give a passing line to Meirelles, okay, and this was very interesting. Actually, Barcelona does the same in this stage with Daniel Alves when Villa comes to the inside to play with Messi, okay, it's a bit the same but on the other side. So, in the second stage of offensive play of Benfica was really interesting because Baroni kept defending both players, and Aymar struggling to gain this space in between these two lines of Fenerbahce, and that was really hard. Okay, so I don't think that Fenerbahce defended that good in this area, but they really managed to keep the ball, um, to prevent the ball to enter in Neymar. Every time Neymar caught the ball was in front of Meirelles, and that's not a problem. Okay, if Aymar gets the ball, sorry, here, Meirelles is here. The problem is when Aymar gets the ball here from Matic, so that's a problem, and that never happened. Okay, so the second stage of offensive play of Benfica, I don't think was that good, and Benfica has to improve that. So in the minute 35, what Fenerbahce did, they swap the two wingers. So Dirk Kuyt was playing on the right and Saul on the left, and they changed it. And I really don't think this was that good, although they had a penalty at this point, and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that was that good. And the Fenerbahce coach never did it again in the entire match. So at halftime, Jorge Jesus from Benfica took Aymar out from the position of offensive central midfielder and put Gaetan on that position. So they kept playing in a 4-3-3 again. So Raul Meireles at the minute 63, he got injured, and Usan replaced him, and they kept the same system. Instead of Meireles, Usan played here on the side of Topal, and Byrone kept like the upper part of the triangle. Okay. So, and this was very interesting. I think this was planned while before by Jorge Jesus. Jorge Jesus really understood that Ola John was struggling to contain Gokhan's movements. So, and he really believed that if he would score a goal here, the semifinals would be on Benfica's hands. And so what he did is swap Ola John by Rodrigo. Rodrigo started playing sorry, Rodrigo started playing on the side of Cardoso, and Gaetan moved from the position of the head of the upper side of the triangle and went to the left, and they start playing on with two midfielders and four players on the front when having ball possession, of course. When they didn't have ball possession, Gaetan defended Gokhan, and Salvio keep defending Ziegel. Okay, so this was very interesting. Jorge Jesus really believed he could score, Benfica could score, and if he did, I think the semifinals were done for Fenerbahce. Okay, So moving forward, at the minute 80, Benfica swapped André Gomes by Carlos Martins, and the system kept playing the same. Okay, Carlos Martins with Matic in the central midfield in a 4-4-2 system of play. The interesting stuff that I find here is that I really believe if Benfica would have changed Cardoso by Lima, they might have scored because the two strikers would earn the ability of André Gomes putting the ball on the space, and I believe Lima would enjoy that. Although I don't think Cardoso is able to be that fast to gain this last 30 meters for scoring a goal. Okay. Either way, I have to give the merit to Jorge Jesus because since Carlos Martins entered in the game, ball possession was like 90% for Benfica. So at the 87th minute of play, I think the Fenerbahçe coach was a bit scared of losing the game, so he put some fresh players in the midfield to to I think to pressure Carlos Martins and Matic on the first stage of play of Benfica, and Krasic was swapped by Sol, and Baroni was swapped by Sahin. Sahin went to play in the central midfielder, while Krasic went to the right, and Dirk Kuyt, that was playing on this side, he went to this side and played on the left as a left winger. Okay, so, just to finish this analysis, let me phrase five match key points that I really find that could decide the game for either team. So the first key point is the extreme physical ability of Webo and Saud. Every time the ball went on the air, they Jardel and Garay really struggled to win this ball, and they had I remember there was a cross from here, and Saul gave a head and went on the post. So this was really a problem for Benfica to manage the physical ability of Webo and Saul. So the second problem, and I really think that Ola John struggled to manage this, was the was this duel. Okay, so Dirk Kuyt was coming to the inner positions, and Gökhan went to the upper position, and Ola John really struggled to accompany Gökhan. So he did a penalty on the last minute, and Benfica really struggled all the entire first half to balance the defense. So the third key point I really enjoyed seeing was the ability of Matic to balance the entire midfield, not only in the defensive phase of play but also on the offensive play of phase. Matic is a really good player, and I enjoy a lot to see him how he's able to position himself in a very good fashion. Okay, so the fourth thing, and I really like to emphasize this, is the movements of displacement of Maxi. So every time the ball went to Salvio, Maxi did this displacement that really left Fenerbahçe in troubles. Okay, Benfica didn't score, but he could. So, and the last match key point, and I really believe everyone saw this, was the stadium environment. It's Benfica really struggled in some points to maintain the balance. Every time there was a shooting opportunity for Fenerbahçe, Benfica really struggled on those next 1 or 2 minutes, and that, I believe, it was decisive. So thank you very much for watching this. My name is Luis Villar. Don't forget to visit my website, luisvillar.wix.com/science of football. or send me an email, luispedrovilar at gmail.com. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.